Welcome back, guys. So in our previous videos for this topic we have talked about what is streaming replication, what are the different parameters required to set that up. In this video we are going to the lab and going to do this in real time, how we set up the streaming replication on master and server. For this I have configured PostgreSQL, the same version on both master and replication server, and those just the normal installation. Okay, I have just configured normal installation of PostgreSQL version 12 on both master and other server, which we are going to make as standby server. Okay, so let's start the video, and before this we are just going to see few parameters what are required. Okay, so here are the steps, same version of Postgres on both the machines. Okay, and also make sure both are running and the PostgreSQL processes are running from the administrator privileges on both the machine. I have told you that in my earlier videos, you can watch them. Okay. So there are the steps on the master server. These are the parameters: listen addresses, wall level, that should be replica in streaming replication, and the other parameter is hot standby, which is should be on. These all parameters should be enabled. So let's see if these are enabled or not. We have already discussed about these parameters in our earlier videos. Okay, so let's go. These are the PostgreSQL shortcuts. So this is our one server which I'm calling as our master server. Okay, so the status of PostgreSQL is not running here. Okay, it's not running here right now. So what are the parameters we are going to check here? So let's find PostgreSQL, program files, PostgreSQL, version, data, and PostgreSQL.conf. Okay, so first parameter is listen addresses and wall level and hot standby. So whatever listen addresses should be, that should be asterisks or the address to the our replication server. Okay, first find listen. Okay, so the listen address is asterisk here. uh, we can, in our production system, that would be more appropriate if we put the IP address of our replication server or the standby server, but I'm just doing this for testing, so asterisk is fine. Okay, listen address is this, and another parameter was wall level, that should be enabled and set to replica. Okay, so I have set that up. I have enabled this, removing the hash sign from it. It will enable this, and this will require a restart. Okay, so I have enabled this from the configuration. We'll restart that later. Our first parameter, listen addresses, that was already enabled. Okay, our next parameter, we have enabled it. Our next parameter is hot standby. Okay, so we also need to enable this. This will tell the application, it will work as a hot standby and disallows queries during recovery. Okay, off off will require, and this also requires a restart. Okay, so I have set enabled that as well, saved this file already. Okay, so what to do next? All this should be enabled. Okay, and to enable this we need to restart this, but we'll do that later. Okay, we'll do all the configuration first, then we'll do it. Okay, and then create a user, a rep user or any other user, you can name it, but that should be more appropriate if you can create a user with name of replication, so that everyone knows this is the replication, and you need to create this user with replication encrypted password. Okay, so this is the syntax I have created. So let's go to the master server. PostgreSQL is not running. Let's start it. You see, it's not running. So let's start it. It started. Let's see the oops. Let's see the status again. Okay, it started. Not here right now. Just let me connect to the PG PSQL U P. Okay, so let okay, so I'm connected to PostgreSQL. Let's see what are the users we have here. We have few users. Okay. So we need to create that. Oops, I have copied the syntax as well. The syntax is the command. So see, okay, so I need to create a replication user with replication encrypted password. We'll see how's that showing. Okay. You see, rep user is created with the attributes and role as a replication. Okay, so this is done. Now let's see what is the next step. Second step is creating. First step, you have enabled all these parameters. Second step is creating this user. Third step is modify pghpa.conf file. Okay, and update the IP addresses of both master and slave. Okay, so what are the master IP is this, standby IP is this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, if these are enabled already or not. Maybe I have enabled them already, but let's see. hpa.conf, open them. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how to do it. Okay, so these are already done here. Okay, so to enter both the master and standby IPs here for replication, you must enter them. And for, as you see, we are using CIDR here, CIDR addresses. So these three octets are same, 10, 168, 54. Only the last ones are different. So what we do, host all, no, the replication, and the user was rep user, and the address was 10.168.54.0, and then 24. Okay, 160.54.0, and then 24, and then MD5. Okay, so this is done. Save this file and okay. So what our next step is? So next step is restart PostgreSQL. Okay, so let's go. Just close it. Okay, close them and restart PostgreSQL. Okay, so let's quit out, and then PostgreSQL stop. is stopped. Now you can do just the restart as well, but stopping and starting and will start. Okay, so it is started. You can also check it is running with PID 2160. So our next steps are on standby server. Okay, so let's go to the standby server. This was our master server, and now let's go to the standby server. This is our standby server. Okay, we already see the PG PostgreSQL is not running here, but our next step is remove all the contents of data directory. So let's go to the data directory, program files, PostgreSQL, then version, then in data you need to remove all the contents. Is done. Okay, what next? Run pg base backup to clone the data from master to standby. This is required for the replication that this standby server will mimic, and this will uh, just clone your master server. Okay, this will clone, or this will behave just like as your master server. So we are copying everything from data directly from the master to our replication server. How we do it? We use this syntax, pg base backup. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so this is pg base backup -h. This is for host, which is from the master IP. As we are going to copy the base backup from the master, okay, and applying that to standby. So this command will be run on standby server, and we are putting the host address as master IP of the master server. -u, this is for the username. Small p, that is for the port. -D, that is for the location to receive base backup in the data location of the data directory on the standby server. Okay, where you want your things to be copied. And this is for format of our base backup. We are using here P. Okay, you see format is plain or tar. So we are using plain here. This parameter is XS. This is wall method. Like we want that non-fetch stream. So we are using streaming replication here. So that will be small s. Okay, XS is for streaming replication. This is -P, that is for seeing the progress of our base backup, how much data is getting copied and how much is left. Okay, that is for the progress. -R, this is the important parameter, write recovery configuration. This will uh, write all the configurations required for the standby server by its own. Okay, it will create standby dot recovery file, standby dot signal file. It will create other parameters, all these by its own, required for recovery. -C, capital C, is create the replication slot. We are creating a replication slot with this. -S is giving a replication slot a name. Okay, so we are using pg standby. This we will use this on the we will creating this on the master and using that on the standby. Okay, so by this command, okay, so I have already created the command for this. C program files PostgreSQL data. Okay, the location of the, and this is the IP address of our, so we need to run this. Let me show if that is our IP address. Okay, so what is the IP address of our C199? This is the IP address of our master server. Okay, so we need to run this PG based backup at our standby server. Password for PostgreSQL, as we are using that here. Oh, I have not created the I think. Give me a moment, let me see. Password authentication failed for the app user. I have created? No, I have not created on the master. Or have I? Well, let me see. Application rep user, and that is APC. Create user rep user with replication encryption password. Oh, that is created. Okay, there's something that happened. Give me a moment. Okay, so maybe that was not working. I have restarted that again and that started working. Maybe that file got corrupted for the users. So let's see. Okay, that's fine here. Maybe that's some file is corrupted for the user here on the master server. So that's why it's not working. Let's see if that will start working again on the replication. Yes, it's working. Okay, you need to put the okay, that was already because we have already tested this. Create application start register. Okay, we'll create another application, some other application slot here with some other name. Okay, 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 it is copying, you see, 96% copied, everything's copied here. It's done. Let's see our next step. After this, doing this gets completed, we start PostgreSQL and verify everything. Okay, so let's pgctl status. That's not running. Let's start it. Ctl start. Okay, so it is started. So let's see if that is our replication is working here or not. CLS, okay, psql -u postgres. Okay, so let's see what are the databases we have. Test. Okay, so let's connect to tester database. We are connected to test database here. Let's see how much tables we have. Okay, 22 rows. Let's go to the master and try to create something. Okay, so we are in the master, going to test. Okay, connecting to test. Let's see how many tables we have. 22. Okay, so let's try to create a new table. Create table test 20 id int name varchar 20. Okay, and insert into test 20 values 1 then max. Okay, so this is our master server, and let's go to the replication to see if these are getting copied here or not. So let's see if that table is here. You see test 20 is here. Let's see, let's select something from that table. Select star from test 20. You see max is here. So our replication, streaming replication working fine. Whatever we are doing on the master, whatever change we are doing on the master, that gets updated, that gets copied to the our application or standby server right away. This is our standby server. On the standby server right away. It will not take much of a time on the standby server. This is our master server and this is our application server. We see all these things here on the application server. Okay, so in our earlier session, or in our earlier application, which was uh, file based and log shipping based replication, in that until the wall file gets of 16 MB, these changes hasn't moved to will not move to the wall files get not archived, and then archived file, then standby, after that standby will not apply them on the standby server. Okay, data, but in the streaming application, wall segments are getting copied as soon as the uh, updates on the data are copied to the wall files. Those wall segments are copied to the wall changes. Every update gets copied to the uh, from the wall center. Wall center sends everything, every wall segment to the uh, standby server, where walls receiver receives all those wall segments and applies those to the data of standby server. So this is how this is more fast and much more convenient way of replication. And in this you need not to wait for wall files to get of 16 MB of size, or switch your wall files to um, see the changes on the standby server. So this is how you configure your streaming replication. So if you have any question about this, just let me know. If you like this video, um, just let me know. Okay, just hit the like button. Thank you, and I'll be seeing you in our next video, where we'll be discussing about replication slots and all those things. Okay, so thank you, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thanks. Bye bye.